Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and it's time for this past week's The Gaga on Drinks and Drag. With the resident Papi Chulo, Remy. Come get your face beat by the one and only drag beauty queen, Lindsay Aguilera. And the one and only troublemaker himself, Kris Avalon. So grab a drink and come on in, because the lounge is open 24/7.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of Drinks and Drag. I'm your host / moderator, Kris Avalon. And yes, we got an action-packed show today. We got so much tea to get to. We're going to be talking about Wendy Williams, Sherri Shepherd, the latest on Wendy Williams and everything that's been going on with that talk show, and the fact that she's been chopped after 13 seasons, or is it 14? I can't tell, because the woman ain't did all 14, quiet as it's kept. So we got that. We're going to be talking about that. We're also going to be talking about Drag Race. We're not doing a recap this week because the show's kind of been met in the past couple of weeks. But we are definitely going to talk about this shocking elimination that happened over on UK versus the World, and how the fandom was pretty much pissed off with the format. They're over it. Like, they were like, after Pangina getting chopped, they are done. So we're going to give our thoughts on that. We also got tea on this Tasha K case with Cardi B. She said she ain't got it. She ain't got the coins. So what you gonna do? You just gonna stop paying, or the Fed gonna come swoop down and get that whatever's left up in them YouTube coins that you've been making? So we're gonna be talking about that. We're gonna be talking about, we are going to drag Todrick. Sorry. His name is Todrick Hall. Sorry about that. We done changed her name, because she's a fraud bitch. So we're going to talk about her and a whole lot more. So we got a lot of tea to get to. So without further ado, let us bring my sister from another mister in. We ain't got long with her because she got some business to take care of. So we only got her for a short period of time. So without further ado, let me bring in my sister, Miss Lindsay Aguilera. And I was quick with it.
Hi.
How you doing?
And we're back again. Hi, everyone. How are you, boo?
I am lovely. And, we were catching up a bit because, behind the scenes before the show. I mean, we've been texting and stuff throughout the week, but catching up, looking good. This hair is everything, and I'm living for you. Now I live for some human hair, bitch. Don't give no Drag Race Season 2 synthetics. We don't do that over here. We don't do that here. Yeah, and Sailor Mermaid is in the building. Thank you.
Hi, Sailor Mermaid. Welcome.
For joining us. We have a lot to get to. Remy is supposed to be with us tonight, but unfortunately he has to work. He is on his way. So we are going to get right into some of the topics and stuff. Mm-hmm. But before that, how you been?
I've been really good, super busy, getting everything ready for the next few weeks. I have a vacation coming up. But other than that, it's been really good. But listen, the media world has been so busy themselves. I mean, it's a great week for us to be doing a show. Let's put
exactly
it that way.
Because there's so much to get to. Like, there's so much juice coming out, and I was like excited. Like, the minute I heard like the latest on this Wendy Williams side, I'm like, ooh, I cannot wait to get on here. And then with Todrick and everything going on with him, I was like, ooh, I can't wait to get on, because I just love when I'm right.
But of course, isn't it funny? What you guys don't know, obviously, it happens with anyone who does a show together. A lot of times the behind the scenes is so much crazy, and at times we can go really, really left with it. And we have been talking nonstop about certain things, and like the whole Big Brother, Todrick, especially Todrick, and what's been going on with him and Wendy. It's just, the guy is so good, so happy for us to do it now.
Exactly, because I said, watch Todrick show his entire ass in his true colors, and now everybody's shocked. I tell you, about everything that's been going on with him. But I'm like, I don't know why, because I done told y'all, but y'all ain't want to listen. I don't know what I'm talking about, because I'm not, I'm not one of these big conglomerates in the eyes of, the media and the public. I'm not, who is it? I'm not the Hollywood Reporter or any of these other people. So if you're not up there with them, then people don't think what you say is of value. But y'all can suck the shit out of my ass with a straw. You think like that. But anyway, let's not,
Let's get it ready.
I was going to throw in a read. But yeah, so before we do, I do want to mention this. So Remy and Lindsay have a podcast.
Oh
Yes.
yes.
And I wanted to bring this up. So tell everybody a little bit about it before we get to the talk.
Awesome. Thank you. I wasn't even going to say nothing about it. So awesome. So Remy and I have a side project going on. You know, all of us always books. Kris has his shows. I have my show. We finally
So
sat
there's
down and
no
got
hate or
together.
shade there. So if y'all try to say that, don't
100%.
do it.
Never, never, ever. This is why we work so well. We're able to say what we want, how we want, and make it work together. And we like to be as honest and transparent as possible. Yes, we do have a podcast. It's called Birds of a Feather Throw Shade Together. And it's literally us having a sit down one on one. It's the purpose of the show is to make it seem like how, and Kris can vouch because he's been out with us many times, is we want you to feel like you're sitting down having a drink with us and we're talking a little about everything about life and shenanigans and throwing shades, and it's just a whole bit of fun. It's just a lot of fun. Ooh, I hear a
I was
little.
like, what is that?
Yeah, I was like, what is?
Oh, oh, that's the shade gong. I hear it in the um. That's EJ in the background doing his magic. But yeah. Oh, and
Yes.
also just to let you guys know, the newly revamped Kris Avalon show is coming soon, most likely next month. I changed the name. It's going to be called Kris Avalon Unfiltered because this mouth is unfiltered. So I might as well be on brand. So that is coming soon. I told EJ about it. He was like, "Would you stop changing the damn titles of your show?" But I'm like, "Look, I'm Madonna. I got to keep reinventing myself. It's 7 years of the Kris Avalon show. We got to reinvent ourselves." But anyway, so let's get into these topics. And our first main topic, of course, is going to be this whole Sherri Shepherd Wendy Williams situation. So it is official, tissue, because we all knew that it was coming. But Sherri Shepherd it's official. She is getting her own talk show, and she is moving in the old Wendy Williams slot. So now the gag, I mean not the gag, but the tea is Wendy's show will be coming to an end in June, and Sherri's show will take its slot come September. There have been a lot of reports where people are saying, um, there have been a
Mm-hmm.
lot of reports where big people are basically saying that Sherri is replacing Wendy in the second and third. I do not, for one, believe that Sherri is replacing Wendy. I think what it is that, you know what, Wendy hasn't been coming to work. She hasn't been doing what needs to be done. I don't know what's been going on with her because she hasn't jumped on the internet and giving it to us in the horse's mouth, saying like, what's the tea, what's been going on, or whatever the case is, and letting us know what's going on. So Sherri basically said, "OMG, I'm so excited to have my dream come true and debut my very own talk show, Sherri in the fall." I said she should do Sherri with an exclamation point. That's the way she should put that Sherri name up there. But anyway, if you do take my title, my idea, you're welcome. I can't wait until I return to New York to host the show and merge everything I love: pop culture, talk, entertainment, and comedy. I'm thankful to Deborah Mercury and Fox for partnering with me on this show and look forward to the new journey. So, and also, so the people who will be producing the show, her best friend John Murray, who was denying that there was ever a deal in place, but I was like, "Girl, we know there's a deal in place. You trying it, because you wanted to come on as an EP, so you were trying to protect the situation." So, executive producer and showrunner David Perlow, who worked on Wendy's season 12 and 13 season of her show, is going to be jumping on board as well. And so, yeah, so there's that. And Wendy has given a statement, according to Howard Bragman, who is her, if I can get it open. Well, before I get it open, just wait. I just want to hear what, because it's stolen right now. But Lindsay, dear, what is
Yes.
your opinion on this thing? Are you, I mean, are you shocked? This is me just trying to get up. Are you shocked by this whole situation? And do you think that people are excited or looking forward to seeing a Sherri show?
Well, I'm excited. Am I shocked? No. We knew this was happening. What's crazy is when the turnaround started happening, like once, Wendy missed her first month. Remember, I was still on that. No, she's coming back. And then you and Remy were like, no, this bitch ain't coming. This lady is not coming back. She's not coming back.
Oh,
Like,
sorry.
stop. Don't do it. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, no, no. And then as it's been hitting the months and months, and like I said, once I started hearing, the news was coming out that she wasn't talking to anybody and she was talking with her company and her management team and her
Mhm.
producers, and she's like been blinded. And then the money thing came out. I'm like, okay, there's 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 a problem there. You know what I mean? And it's just like terrible for her. But hooray for Sherri. Of course, listen, a time slot was going to be taken over from somebody. You know, somebody needs
Mm-hmm.
to come on 10 a.m. And I think what I think the issue is here is because we've seen Sherri come back and forth and substitute the Wendy Williams show, they're like, oh, you know, you're taking over for Wendy and it's not going to be like Wendy. And I'm glad that she announced it on the show on Monday. But like, listen, I'm not running over Wendy. Wendy did what she had to do. This is her show. This is her gig. The problem is we still got to finish the contractual agreement, which is it has to end June whatever. So even if it wasn't Sherri, someone else was gonna it's gonna continue hosting the show. It's like
Mm-hmm.
good for the lady, good for her. Get on the show, get on the P's and Q's. But I think it's so shady.
Mm-hmm.
If I can say before you give your
Yeah.
opinion, because I want to hear your real thoughts on this. I think Wendy already got wind that this was happening, which is why she made that appearance on the beach on Friday, because it was
Mm-hmm.
released on Friday, and then
Oh,
Monday
we
Sherri
have the
announced.
clip of that too, which we're gonna get
Yes,
to in a minute. But
yes, I can't wait. But the gag was Monday Sherri was like, okay, I have a show, so I feel like she was trying to like save face real quick and try to just. I think she was thinking. Maybe over the weekend something can change. This was giving me very what's this guy's name when he left Kelly Ripa's show and she was upset and she left for like a weekend and
Michael
like ran
Strahan.
away. Yes, when Michael left and the whole weekend she was gone and had to find a replacement to cover the show. It was giving me very much that. I'm like, oh, she's trying to do a stunt, but the
Oh,
stunt didn't
well, there's been
happen.
a lot of stuntations happening because I think the straw that broke the camel's back with the show was that Wendy created her own personal Instagram page. Now, if the show was coming back, Wendy for the past whatever how many seasons she's been on, I'm gonna go with 13 because people are saying 14. I'm like, wait a minute, I think it's only been 13 seasons. They were trying to renew
Mm-hmm.
for 14 if she were to come back, but it's not called the sometimes Wendy Williams show. Like you have to act if your name is on the marquee, you have to show up. But the word on the street was that video wasn't even recent. That may have been a year old, and they decided to use that video as a way to kind of make it seem like Wendy is of sound and mind. But and I was looking at it too because she at one point she mentioned mother and father, and I'm like, girl, your mother
Yes,
died. And then there was
yes.
another point where she said she was 56 when she's 57. So either it's old age, and I don't believe that because number one, Wendy has always been very proud of talking about her age, how old she is, always
Yeah.
trying to put other people's age on blast. So all of a sudden she has a blunder where she don't remember how old she is. I'm starting to think that maybe that video was old, and it was around the time when there were days that she was out of work and she wasn't showing up because this is not this recent situation that's going on. This is not the first time she has missed days of work. There, if y'all go back on old videos that I've done years ago, I was doing
Mm-hmm.
coverage on Wendy Williams missing days for certain reasons or whatever the case was. So
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of what's going on. But her rep, well, they said the show's rep because that's how she got Howard Bragman, who was a rep. I mean, who's been a rep of the Stars for like over 3 decades. He said he basically is Wendy's spokesperson. And he says
Mm-hmm.
it's been a challenging time for Wendy as she deals with her health issues. She is incredibly grateful to Deborah Mercury, to Sherri, and everybody else who has supported the show through this time. She, more than anyone, understands the reality of syndicated television. You can't go to the marketplace and sell a show that is the Maybe Wendy show. And also so that she understands why this decision was made from a business point of view. And she has been
Mm-hmm.
assured by Deborah Mercury that should her health get to a point where she can host again, and should her desire be that she hosts again, that she would be back on TV at that time. Now, the word is, because apparently Wendy said that she didn't send that post out, that's not what she said, and she did not give permission for Howard Bragman to come out and say what he said. So Wendy on her Instagram, her personal Instagram page, because they're about to get rid of the Wendy Williams show. One. She
Mm-hmm.
said, Mr. Bragman, although I appreciate your concerns and respect you immensely, I have not authorized you to make any statements on my behalf regarding my current status with Deborah Mercury. Again, thanks for your continuing concern and support. And I'm sure that was written by Kevin Jr. and not Miss Wendy Williams, because I do not believe she wrote that. First of all, Wendy don't know nothing about TikTok. She don't know nothing about Instagram. She damn sure don't know nothing about Facebook. So, oh, look, Remy's in the building. I
All
was
I'm gonna
reading
say is that Wendy wanted a vacation. She could have just said that. She could have just said
that
that.
part. She could have just said anything. And that's why I find it funny that her
Yes.
fans are like, oh, well, I'm
Agreed.
not going to. And people have literally said this to me. They're like, oh, I'll believe it when it comes out of my. I said, well, y'all be waiting a long damn time because quiet as it's kept. Wendy don't never say nothing about her own business. She tell everybody business but her own. So I'll give the rest of my opinion after we get Remy's opinion on the matter, because I know you have a lot to say.
All I'm gonna say is, like I've been saying for the past few weeks, I just want Wendy's health and wellness. I need her to focus on that. Give the show up. Like, I do feel like her, whether the video was a year old or whether it was recent or whatever the case may be, I feel like it came out of like desperation to keep the show. Like, oh yay, like I'm sure Lindsay has said this, and I think Kris has said this as well. Like, she just did it so that she didn't lose her show. Like, she doesn't want to lose a check. But at the end of the day, it's like you should put your health and your wellness over a check. And one that you're not even showing up for, that you want to cling on to. Like, if you can't make it to work, then just give it up. Give it to Sherri, give it to whoever else. And maybe in the future, you can get a podcast if you're well enough. Maybe you'll get another show. Maybe it'll be something else. But I feel like she should just stop beating the dead horse. The horse is already dead.
Yeah. And it's funny. And again, it's a disservice. It's such a disservice the way that she's behaving. You're not communicating with no one. At least the important people. You're not, cooperating with your managers. You're not communicating with your coworkers. You're not, letting your producers what's going on. I said this in the last live that we did together. This is what I said. Listen, we have this show, but if I decide not to show up, a filming here and a filming there, and next thing you know, I don't text you, I don't text EJ, I don't text Remy, you guys are going to continue on with the show. Would I be mad if it just become a duo or you get a new replacement for it? How can I throw shade at something like that when I've not communicated with you guys and saying, hey, what's up? I can't participate in the show right now. Something's going on. And something just clicked in my head when Remy said, like, if you needed a vacation, like, listen, I think the show could have went on a hiatus for a whole year and they could have done several other projects had they known this was going on. But at the end of the day, people are losing money and people don't want to lose their jobs. And, a lot of brands are coining in on the Wendy Williams. So at this point, I changed of heart and I said it. I just do not feel bad for the lady. I hope she goes somewhere better.
And it's kind of shady they went about it too, because it's like they literally was like, okay, so Wendy Williams show is done. Like, you're all gonna be unemployed, and then after that, they're like, well, guess what? But we're all going to hire you to do Sherri show. So now they were fired from the Wendy Williams show, but they immediately were hired for Sherri show. So that's kind of the ultimate shade. And I think that I understand where people are coming from with it, because they're like, oh, she's trying to replace Wendy. Well, if that was the case, if y'all want to do that, what they should have done, and I think I've said this many times on the show, you should have given a lot of us influencers and stuff the opportunity. Yes. If you were looking to do the next Wendy Williams type of person. You should have given, don't bring celebrities on, because celebrities, y'all are too Hollywood, y'all are too boring, y'all always trying to toe the line and worry about advertisers. And don't get me wrong, we have to worry, when you get big numbers, you should worry about advertisers, because you don't want to rock the boat. I mean, depending on if you're doing liquor or whatever, it's different. Right. But if it comes around to it, like, my thing is, we should be, if you wanted to kind of continue what Wendy does, because quiet as it's kept, the majority of people don't even get their tea from the e-news and all that other stuff. They're getting it from a lot of us who are on the internet, because we get the tea out a lot faster. People tune into Wendy because they want to hear Wendy's opinion on a lot of the late topics that she gets to. By the time she gets to, they want to hear what she has to say. So if you're looking, I don't know if people are interested in seeing that with Sherri, but Sherri's is going to have to come with it different. And I'm willing to give her a chance. I will see the show and see what it's like, just like I gave Nick Cannon a chance and watched 2 episodes. I was like, no, ma'am, this shit is tired through, delayed, and dry. I decided not to watch it, but now when Sherri comes on, and we'll see what, because I think people are going to go in with expectations thinking, oh, let me see if she's going to try to do exactly what Wendy does. And I think that's why Jerry O'Connell's show failed, because they just gave him her blueprint. They just stuck a white man in that chair, and people were like, okay, no, we're not going to keep hearing this man talk about housewives all day.
It's true.
I do see why it seems like it came from a shady place, that they rehired all of the people who were working on the Wendy show. Granted, they took the position, but I think that it didn't necessarily come from a shady place. I think it was just like job security. Like, these are people who are working for the studio, who have been working there for X amount of time. It would be kind of fucked up if they were less like, yeah, well, we're going to ring you out to drive by and hire someone else to do the same thing you were doing for someone else.
Yeah.
But then again, at the same time, it's not these people's fault that Wendy is not showing up.
That's true, because they all showed up to work and she couldn't. And Wendy's always prided herself on, I will never miss a day of work because she don't want somebody coming up behind her and snatching her gig and this, that, and the other. And look what happened. Her biggest fear came to life. That's why you don't never put your biggest fear out in the universe, because the minute you do that, the universe is working its magic to make sure that you get your karma. She may not come today, she may not come tomorrow, but the bitch is going to show up with a full bag of luggage. Anyway, so we do got the clip of Wendy Williams on the beach. You know, talking about getting on down and coming back to doing her show. Well, girl, stay down in Florida, wherever you at, because that's what she said. But yeah, let's play those clips and then we'll come back.